Alright folks, so everybody wants to see a side-by-side of the OMD EM5 and the OMD EM10. So let's do this. Now, I don't have a lens on the EM5 right now. Again, my 14-42 is still out on loan to somebody. So you're going to have to view it this way, which I hope you don't mind. And my EM5 is a little bit dusty. The EM1 and the EP5 seem to be getting all my attention lately. Well, now the EM10. So, height-wise, again, extremely similar. I don't have a set of calipers handy. Or wait, maybe I do. Alright. So, for the people who are really spec hungry, I will turn on my calipers here. And we will see, there we go. It's in metric, I hope people don't mind. In the United States, I know my European friends and everybody else around the world would expect nothing less than metric. So this is just going from the edge of the EM5. I know that it has sloped a little bit, but we're at 65.12 millimeters on the EM5. The EM10, taken in roughly the same point, is at 61.79. Again, roughly, you know, so 61, 80 roughly, and 65. So we're looking at, you know, about 4 millimeters roughly in height on that one corner. You can see that the EM5 is slightly thicker, and again, this is going to go a long ways in explaining why the battery is different in the EM5 than it is in the EM10, why the EM10 has the same BLS5 that the pens have. That battery is a little bit slimmer, so obviously smaller body, thinner camera, that's just how it's going to have to work, right? So here are the two side by side from the rear. Shockingly similar. Again, really the only differences we're going to find between, so on the EM5 next to the micro four thirds standard symbol we've got here, on this one we've got our pop-up flash button. Okay, the rear control dial on the back of the EM10 actually sits kind of high, and it's got this chrome trim ring underneath it. Kind of cool. First time I really noticed that there's that much of a difference. You know, on the EM5 it's, you know, flush right down with the body. Again, on the EM10, the chrome trim ring right here, and it sits significantly higher up. It's funny, the button placement for play is on the left on the EM5, and the function 1 button is on the right, and then on the EM10 it's completely reversed. Function is on the left, play is on the right. Again, looking at it from this side, the configuration of the buttons is identical on both cameras. Let me get back in focus here. Here we go. Function 2 button and record buttons are both placed in the same spot on both cameras. We're looking at the same lug design on both cameras. There we go. And I know a couple people are probably going to be like, where did that sexy leather strap go that was on the EM10? Well, it's on my EM1 because that's my workhorse. And that's the camera that's going to probably utilize it the most right now. So, microphone placement on the EM5 is on either side of the faux pentaprism that houses your EVF. Whereas on the EM10, you can see there's like this little tiny opening. Alright, I'm obviously not a videographer. So anyways, you've got one of your openings for your microphone there, and the other one is on the other side right next to where the EM10 badging is at. So that is like a physical comparison of the two. Extremely similar in size. Obviously the bottom of these bodies is going to be quite a bit different. You know, here you've got the interface for your battery grip, and obviously on the EM10, since there is not a powered grip option, that is not present. something to note that is kind of a big deal to me, and I'm glad to see it. Your tripod mount, your 1/4 20 threaded hole here for your tripod is centered up with the lens, which is cool, because if you're doing panoramas and you're actually paying attention to how many degrees you're rotating everything, this matters. Whereas on the OMD it's offset a little bit, which kind of throws me for a loop, admittedly, regularly. So again, to me that was kind of a cool thing. We'll open up the battery bay on the EM10. There we go. And it's just like you would find on the pen cameras. Again, SD card is right here behind the battery. Now, one other thing too that I noticed, on my EP5 I can just push down on the door and it closes. On this one you have to actually push down and push forward on the little latching mechanism in order for it to lock into place. Let me set my little Joby tripod down here for a second. Again, high production value, you know me. I just wanted to flip out the display here for you. There we go. Let me grab a hold of my video equipment here. Alright, so the screen, again, it is the same articulating screen like you would find on the other OMD line. It doesn't seem to be any different that I can notice. Looking at the screw holes, everything looks the same to me, so it's probably the exact same. Not even paying attention to what I'm recording here. Everything is probably exactly the same as you'd find on the OMD component wise. As when it comes to the screen, it looks extremely similar. So that's physical characteristics, physical comparisons between the two. I know some people want to get into software and stuff like that within the camera, and we'll do that right now. Okay, so here, let's jump into the menu, because I know some people have a few questions that they were wanting to ask. Right off the bat though, so we're looking at our live view display on the back of the screen. You notice that it has Wi-Fi. Again, like everybody knows, simply enable it by touching the screen. That's how I access it. You can access it through the menu system as well. I just do it from the screen. Alright, so another question that I had people ask, 5 people actually asked today the same question, and I promised I'd show how to do it. They were asking how you enable the super fine autofocus points, and it's pretty simple. You just jump into your custom menu, or I call it the gears menu. It's where all the advanced options are at. Top selection here, the A menu, is your autofocus and manual focus options. Roll down to the second page, and this is where you would set your home focus point. By default, right out of the box, it comes to this matrix focus system where it utilizes all the focus points. I like the single fine focus point. Is the third one down. Just push over to the right. Choose which one do you want to be your home point, which is dead center for me. I'm a focus and recomposer. Just hit OK once to select it, hit OK again to back out of there. Now it is set as fine. Okay. What else do we have here? Let's assign a button to something that that people, I don't know, that people might want it set to. So we'll set a button function here. Let's set the function 2 button. Let's set function 1 button. Right now it's on auto exposure lock for me. Let's change it. To focus peaking, baby. Okay, there. So now it's set to peaking, and we'll enable peaking again, and you can see, well, I don't know, you probably can't see too well, but I'm pointing it at my TUF, and it looks like the focus ring right now on the little trim ring on the camera is what's in focus. Peaking off, peaking on. So there are some of the features of the EM10. Something else too, I think I mentioned it in my previous video. If I didn't, I apologize, I'm mentioning it now. It is 3-axis image stabilization, but during my product review with our Olympus tech rep, we were informed that there is 5-axis image stabilization while recording video. So again, that's kind of cool to have that feature. Again, it's got the art filters. Yeah, I'm a fan of the art filters, especially the dramatic tone. Okay, and here's something else. I don't know if this is in the other cameras or not, but I just want to point this out. I noticed that, so I'm in dramatic tone here, and one of my options I've got for effects that I can add is you can add a blur on the left and right side of the image or the top and bottom parts of the image, which kind of gives you that tilt shift look. I'm pretty stoked on that. I've been digging that. So I like the monotone, dramatic tone. A lot of tone in that, I guess. I like to use the black and white dramatic tone art filter, and then being able to add this tilt shift effect is pretty cool. I'm digging that a lot. Again, I'm kind of a artsy fartsy person. I know maybe not everybody's thing, but like I said, I'm really enjoying that. It's pretty rad. Yeah, shoot your questions my way, people. Some other differences between this and the EM5, like everybody knows, this is not weather sealed. I don't think that this has the magnesium chassis. I'm pretty certain it's not the same build as the EM5. So there are definitely some distinct differences between this and the EM5. I keep telling people that if you think you're going to be an outdoor shooter and in any kind of inclement weather, you're going to want the EM5, you know, personally. I mean, I've put my EM5 and EM1 through numerous downpours in the rain and never had any kind of a problem. I mean, I'm a big fan of the weather sealing. But if you're transitioning from the pen line and want an OMD, don't necessarily want to spend the money on the higher up models, man, the EM10 it's kind of a no-brainer. If it's your first mirrorless camera and your introduction to Micro Four Thirds, get the EM10. Or like I said, if you're a pen user, you've already got an investment in some batteries, man, jump on the EM10. I mean, it's wicked cool. I'm having a lot of fun with it. And again, you know, with this 14 to 42 on here, because it is so thin, I mean, this camera, it goes with me everywhere now. There's no excuse for me to not have a camera ever at this point. You know, and you couple this with, you know, the 15 millimeter body cap lens or the new 9 millimeter that everybody wants. This is literally a pocket OMD. The affordable pocket OMD. I like that. So, in a nutshell, the EM10 kind of compared to the EM5. You know, I don't know everything that everybody wants to see as far as a comparison goes, but I mean, size-wise, they're pretty close to the same. I mean, they're really close. Again, they're close enough to where I would have had to have gotten calipers out, or I did get calipers out. Alright, so there you have it, you guys. That is the EM10 and the EM5. Just a quick side-by-side comparison. Again, major differences are going to be the ruggedness of the EM5. If you're an outdoor shooter, that's probably going to be the animal you want. If you've already got this and you want a backup camera to always have a second body, I mean, you can't beat the cost of this one. Again, first time mirrorless buyer, start off here. Or if you're a pen user, start off here. Again, I just want to say thank you for stopping in and checking out this little comparison video. And keep the questions coming. You know, I've definitely got time to answer questions. So until the next video, or hey, better yet, why don't you guys give me an idea for a video? Tell me what you want to see, and I'll make sure that I can make it happen for you. Take care. Bye.